Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be going over open loops and fear. So, something I talk about a lot is this open loop theory. And the brain, being that it craves clarity, it needs clarity to move forward. We have to remember that it craves clarity. So if you look at how TV shows work and whatnot, they leave you hanging. They don't close that loop, and it makes you tune back in. The brain wants to fill in that gap. The brain loves prediction and response. Prediction and response. And if you want to put somebody into threat and fear mode, you take away that prediction and response. So we have to flip that on its head, because a lot of people have fear right now because of the lack of clarity and the lack of direction, timelines, what's going to happen. They don't have clarity around their daily routine. So we have all this different stuff going on, and people are fearful. So let's flip it on its head. So that open loop. Right now, most people are thinking, what is the worst that's going to happen? And they're filling in that gap because the brain is Velcro for the negative. It's a survival mechanism. They're filling in that gap with all the stuff that could possibly go wrong. I want you to ask yourself, what's the greatness that's going to come out of this? Fill in that gap with the greatness that's going to come out of this, the stuff that's already been great for you from this situation. You have to realize that there's a lot of great if you choose to focus on that. If you choose to focus on everything that's going to go wrong out of the situation, guess what? Your perception creates your reality. That's true for anybody. If you're the type of person that sees the glass half full or half empty, that's what you're going to get. You can be looking at the same exact thing, but if you're seeing it half full or half empty, that your perception will create your reality. So what if this turns out to be one of the greatest things of your life? Because you reconnected with somebody. You started spending more family time together. You found your faith. You focus on your health more. Whatever it is, there's a lot of great that can come out of this. Yes, people are going to die with anything, guys. That's life. People die. We die. That's life. That doesn't mean this can't be a great thing for you when this is all said and done. And yes, you can have both of those things going on at the same time. Make sure you come out of this with something positive. This will be a very, very shameful experience in your life if you come out of this the same as before this started happening, because you're probably never going to live through something like this again. This doesn't happen often if you look back through history. So I want you to think of that. What do you want to get out of this? Define that. Define, so that this is how you move forward with mind map. Put a definition on it. What do you want to get out of this? Refine it. What don't you want to come away with this having happened? But man, I didn't grow as a person. I didn't do a lot of whatever. Define it, refine it. What don't you want? And then align it. How do you make that happen? How do you make that happen? How do you add clarity to your days? How do you fill in that open loop on a moment-by-moment basis? Take your what-ifs, throw them out the window. And I'll keep repeating that. Your what-ifs are going to drive you insane, because what-ifs mean there's a lack of prediction and response, a lack of clarity. And when there's a lack of clarity, we go into threat mode. We go into freeze mode. We get out of routine. You see how this all ties together, guys. You go into freeze mode, you don't start waking up as early because you don't have to. You stop working out, start eating whatever. It puts you in this bad downward spiral. So be sure to keep discipline, keep routine, fill in that gap, create clarity around the situation, and keep breaking down the situation till you can create clarity. If you're trying to create clarity on when this is all going to be over, good luck, because you don't know, I don't know, so you got to be here and now. So that's one thing you have to learn, is be here and now. That's where you can create clarity. Hopefully that helps. You're going to start seeing, as I keep doing these, guys, a lot of this stuff ties together. You're going to start connecting the dots, and that's a basic mind map principle. Is you guys need to connect the dots, not me. You need to connect your own dots, because then you internalize it and you have clarity on your path. And remember, it's all your path. Therefore, this is meant to be right now. You cannot be off your path. Love you guys. Hang in there. Have an awesome Thursday night.